BTP, Big Business Technology for Small Business.
Good morning, it's Michael Jenkins. How are you this morning? Look, I just first of all want to thank all of you who've been following along this video blogging session of mine to talk a bit about BTP. It's been well followed. We've had a lot of great comments, and I hear a lot of you enjoy watching this video while having a cup of coffee. So best time, sit down, have a cup of coffee, and just comment on what your thoughts are, so that the next time you're having a cup of coffee, I've got some information relevant to you that I talk about. But today we're going to talk about something that people don't really understand. Today we're going to talk about power protection. A lot of people, they close their ears when they hear power protection because it's something they don't really get a grasp on. They hear the word UPS, they hear the word generator, they've got no idea what it means. They gloss over it and move on to the next thing. Power protection, why is it important? Saw a great example of that this week. We had a server which went through a power fluctuation or a power failure. The UPS, which is the backup battery power supply, failed, and the server went down hard. What's wrong with a server going down hard? Well, you can lose data. You can corrupt data. Data you once had is now unusable, and unfortunately, along with that, there's a recovery time and some lost data information along the way. So what data are we talking about? We're not just talking servers. We're talking at home. If you've got a NAS unit with all of your baby photos of your kids on there, you might want to protect it. Talking if you run your business from home, you've got a single computer, you might want to protect it. Anything with any software installed on it or any data on it, you should really be thinking about power protection. So what's the idea? Is the idea you put a battery on your computer, the power goes out, and 2 hours later you're still running off battery? No, that's not the idea. The idea is that the UPS, which is the uninterruptible power supply, obviously it's power, it doesn't get interrupted, so it's uninterruptible. There's a big battery that is there to gracefully shut down your machine. It's not there to run for 2 hours, it's not there to run for 3 hours. If you've got a 3-hour blackout, trust me, you need air conditioning more than you need power. You need to get outside, get some fresh air. Nah, it's not going to run for that long. What the battery does is the battery talks to the computer through some monitoring, through a cable, through some software, and says, I've got no power, I'm counting down. I'm going to count down for 5 minutes. If there's still no power, I'm going to start shutting down. The aim is that some servers take 15 to 20 minutes to shut down, so therefore we need to have 25 to 30 minutes worth of power in the battery to shut down properly so you don't lose any data. So that's what we do. We make sure that we put an uninterruptible power supply on your servers, on your workstations, on your point of sale equipment, anything of value to you. So that's why we use power protection. Now, unfortunately, the situation we had this week meant recovering from backups, and it also meant a little bit of lost data. It meant a lot of inconvenience. It meant staff couldn't do work. With an uninterruptible battery power supply, things to remember. They're sacrificial. You might have one, but when was the last time you had it checked? Because these things take power spikes and surges all day long. There's actually 9, or actually more than 9, but 9 main power issues to worry about. Not just blackouts and brownouts and sags and surges and spikes. There's a whole bunch of things out there. So you're really not just worrying about a lack of power, you're worried about the power dropping too low or going too high or coming on with a bit of a bang. All kinds of things can cause hardware issues. These UPSs are sacrificial. They're sitting there getting pumped away all day by these things. The circuit boards are starting to fry, componentry are dying, batteries are dying. So when they get to about 3 years old, we tend to replace the whole unit. Yes, if they're in good condition, we can replace just the batteries, but generally we replace the whole unit. And we only install units that are monitored. Cable plugs in the back of your computer through USB, and you run some software to make sure that there's no chance that you're going to lose contact. That software is responsible for shutting your server down. And if you've got multiple computers on your network, put multiple UPSs in. They range from $100 and something up to thousands of dollars, depending if it's a server or a workstation. Give yourself the benefit of power protection. You don't lose data that way. It shuts down properly. You might lose access to your computer for a short period, but in South Australia, your power's either going out for a couple of seconds or hours. If it's a couple of seconds, UPS is still running through that. If it's hours, there's a good chance it's not coming back on for quite a lot longer. Might as well shut down and go home or buy a generator. So that's what power protection is all about. So when you see a UPS It's an uninterruptible power supply. It is just a source of power. It's just a big battery, and that's what we attach to servers, workstations, anything with anything valuable on it, any data on it, even phone systems and other equipment. So look, that's today's message for you. Think about power. Next time someone says you need a UPS, you know what it is. It provides power, plugs in the mains, got a big battery in it, and it looks after your hardware. So that's why all of our solutions, we include a UPS. That's why we go to the great lengths to explain what they do, because people don't realise that a hard outage could mean data loss, could mean hours of time lost, could mean recovering, and it could mean you don't get back everything, or in some cases you got to rebuild stuff. So look, that's today's message. Again, thank you guys for all joining in and watching. Leave a comment, ask for what you'd like to see next in the video, and share the video around. Have a great day. Glad it's not 40 today, it's 36, but still, you know what I mean. South Australia, gotta love that weather. Have a great one.